Hello everybody, this is Art by Sarah. I'm Sarah Johnson and today we're going to learn how to paint this beautiful tree right here. So this is a really fun technique, it's really easy. Specifically ages 2 to 8, this is really good for because it's not very hard and we don't need a lot of materials to make this. So this is going to be really fun. I hope you guys enjoy this with me. So for this project we're going to need 4 colors, and that's going to be black, red, yellow, and then an orange. If you can mix the red and the yellow, that would make an orange, but you can also use a pre-mixed orange from a tube if you'd like that. So those are the colors we're going to be working with. I'm just using acrylics today, and I'm using, just because this is what I had, I'm using an oil pad of paper. It's just textured, thick paper. We want to have it thick enough so that the paint won't go through the paper. Also, for our brushes, our tools we're going to be using today is one kind of bigger brush, one smaller brush, and then a straw. Okay, so let's get started. So as you can see, I have a paper towel right here next to me, just in case. So when we're switching colors, we can wipe it off a little bit. So again, we've got our black, we've got our red, our orange, and yellow. So first off, we wanted to add a little bit of water. So I added some water to this black right here, and you can see that the consistency is more like ink. So we want it to be that wet for when we're putting it on the paper so that we can easily blow it with the straw. So again, I'm just getting my paintbrush a little bit wet. We're adding a big glob of this onto our paper right here, and we're just going to draw out the little trunk of the tree first. And we want to add more black paint, just kind of dab it on there so that we can blow it when it comes time for that part. So again, I'm just adding on a little bit of extra water on top of the line that I made for the trunk, just so we can have a lot to work with when we're blowing those branches. Alright, so I'm putting my brush right back into my water cup, and I'm going to grab my straw. So this is the fun part. We're going to start from the bottom of the trunk, and we're going to blow upwards to create those branches and leaves, okay? So, alright, here we go. Be sure to take some breaks in there. You can easily get out of breath. And if you can see, the way I'm angling the straw is going to push the water and the color in that direction. So it just really depends on the angle you hold the straw. All right, I think I'm happy with that. So I'm going to now let it dry. So I'm going to take my blow dryer and we're going to have a blow dry break. Okay, so now that we've got our beautiful tree already done, we're ready to move on to those colors. So if you can see right here, we're going to be adding on yellow first, and then orange, and then red. So we're going to go from the lighter colors to the darker colors, just so that they can dry and then we add on top of them and they don't mix. We wanted to have our black completely dry so that the black doesn't mix with all of the other colors that we're going to be adding on. So again, let's just start with that yellow, and we're going to take our other brush. So we used our biggest brush for the trunk, and now we're going to use our second smallest brush for the leaves. So I'm going to dip my brush in my water first. Make sure that that's wet. And now again, I'm going to start with that yellow. So I'm going to get some yellow onto my brush. Mine's a little bit dry already, so I'm just going to get a lot on my brush here. Getting both sides kind of covered in yellow paint. Alright, so for this technique, to create these leaves, all we're doing is just dotting on. So we're just dotting on, kind of creating random leaves here and there. It's okay if they blend in a little bit with that black, but we're trying not to get it to blend in dramatically with that black. That's why we wanted it almost completely dry. So I'm just spreading a little bit of the yellow throughout. You can put them wherever you want. If they go off of the page, you know, just try not to get that paint on your clothes. That would be great. But so again, we're adding a little bit of yellow here. You can even add a little bit of yellow at the bottom because we're going to add more leaves at the bottom there as well. So again, once we're switching colors, I'm going to wash my brush off because I'm going to use that same brush for the other colors. So now I'm getting off all of that yellow, and we're going to move on to our orange. All right, so I'm going to just dip my brush into the orange, get both sides loaded up with that orange color, and we're doing the same exact thing that we did with the yellow. Whoops, I've got some loose hairs on my brush there. Okay, so again, we're just doing that same thing. We're just using the side of our brush right here. Instead of going flat like this, just creating dots like that, we're going to hold it sideways and create some dots like that. So just that angled part of your brush is going to be really great for creating this kind of a texture that we're looking for those leaves. So we don't want a whole lot. As you can see in this one next to it, we have a lot of the colors are just spread out. So we want to have kind of an even variety of colors. We don't want to overwhelm the tree with too many of orange or of yellow or of red. If you can see now, I'm getting kind of black in my orange, so I'm going to use my paper towel to wipe off that color and go right back into the orange to get some pure orange. All right, and again, I'm going to add some of that orange down below as well while we're using it. Can even create some flying off leaves from the tree. They're falling or mid-fall. And then I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to dip it back into my water, get that orange color off so that we can go straight to that red. So in between the colors, you can also let them dry so they don't mix. If you have a blow dryer with you, that's great. I'm going to use mine right now really quickly so that I can add that last layer of red to our painting. All right, now we're going to add that red. So since I dried the yellow and the orange onto my tree already, now it's just straight red from here on out, and then we'll be finished with our painting. So again, I'm just loading my brush up with that red color. It's a beautiful quinacridone red. And I'm just going to do the same thing and add red throughout. Kind of, do you see that it's lifting off my paper? We're creating some texture there for those leaves. We want to push down hard enough on our brush so that we're getting that texture. And that's what we're looking for. All right, and remember what I said about creating those flying off leaves. And for those, we're just using our side of our brush again and kind of just feathering it on there, creating those flying leaves. Looks like they're falling off the tree. And then again, we're going to add some to the bottom as well. All right. And then once you're finished, go ahead and put your paintbrush back into your water cup and you're all finished. Here we have our painting right here. They're great gifts. They're great fun activities to do with your children. Well, thank you for painting with me today. I had a blast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to blow dry it one more time at the end, and then you can sign it as well. So I'm going to sign my other one while it's dry with a tiny, tiny brush. Got a smaller brush right here, and I'm just going to use some black. You can also use a Sharpie if you don't want to paint your name on there, but I'm just going to write my initials right there. Beautiful. You can even write the date if you'd like. All right, we're all finished. Thank you.